I'm not usually one to talk about drama with the FIA because it's pretty obvious that they're all incompetent as hell. But after the regulations that they had just released for the 2025 season, I had to sit down and talk about it because I have never seen a bunch of people who are this bad at their job. I've never seen a corporation this incompetent in my life. And bear in mind, I have to sit down and watch Michael Oliver ref Liverpool games every once in a while. Last season was bad enough with community service being handed out to drivers who swear in press conferences. Are we children? I don't understand. Are we children? But this season takes that rhetoric and makes it 10 times worse. Like, it's ridiculous. I don't get it. I don't get it at all. I just don't understand. Do you want us to hate you? Like, this is very counterintuitive. So I'm just going to sit down and just talk about the rules that they're trying to put in place and what the drivers should do in the event that these rules are upheld. And I'm just going to slander the absolute crap out of the FIA because they deserve it at this point. They deserve it. It's ridiculous. I feel like I should do more rant videos, so if you like this type of style of video, then please like and subscribe. It's only 2 buttons and it really helps the algorithm push my videos out to more of you guys. So hello everyone, I'm TMWF1, and what the hell is going on with the FIA? On the 22nd of January 2025, the FIA released an amendment of Article 12.2.1. These regulations revolve heavily around criticising the FIA in any way, shape or form, as well as some new blanket rules for the rest of the drivers. 12.2.1 was split into 5 categories. Each category was placed under a letter and had its own rule and its own punishment if that rule should be broken. For each rule, there were 3 punishments, depending on how many offences the person had committed. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to read out each rule, explain its punishment, and then berate it depending on how incompetent the rule is. So let's get straight into it. Article 12.2.1f. Any words, deeds, or writings that has caused moral injury or loss to the FIA, its bodies, its members, or executive officers, and more generally on the interest of motorsport and on the values defended by the FIA. So this could be the drivers calling out the stewards for making a bad decision and then berating them on live TV or something, along the lines of that, or making a statement about the FIA, its governing body, or something that the FIA itself has said. Now let's get to the really bad part about these rules. Alright, so for the first offence, it's the €10,000 fine, which is, I still think that's a bit excessive for just saying something about the FIA, but it is F1, they do have a lot of money and they can afford to fine people like that, I guess. But I still don't think it's a good idea to fine people 10k for saying words, but hey, rich people sport, I kinda get it. Now, here's where the problems start to arise. For the second offence, it's a €20,000 plus 1 month suspension, which is suspended for a period of 2 years. The fact that we're even talking about suspension from F1 for calling out the FIA for making a wrong decision is insane to me. I think this in itself stemmed from when Max accused Johnny Herbert of being biased when he thought he was given a harsh penalty at the Mexican Grand Prix. But a month suspension, that is insane, in my opinion. That is crazy. But wait. It gets even worse when you look at the third offence. So, for the third offence, €30,000 plus 1 month suspension plus deduction of championship points. You can get championship points deducted for calling out the FIA on its bullshit. What are we doing here? What the actual fuck are we doing here, bro? At what point does it stop becoming a sport and start becoming a dictatorship for whatever the FIA wants the drivers to do for their whole spectacle and show? I don't understand. I really don't understand why they think this would work. This is just going to make the drivers turn against them, like they should do. What's more, the fans don't want this. The fans will think this is horrible, as they do. But let's just move on, because I feel like if I speak about this whole thing based on that, then this video is going to be way too long. And I got to do uni work, I don't have time for that. Anyways, 12.2.1i. Any misconduct. Misconduct is defined under Article 20 of the ISC. The ISC is basically the rule set for the FIA. Misconduct can be defined as a lot of things, but the things that the drivers are mostly pulled up for is swearing. Yuki Tsunoda was given a 40,000 suspended fine last year for using a slur. Charles Leclerc was given a 10,000 fine, which was also suspended for swearing in a press conference. Max Verstappen got community service for the exact same thing, plus a fine. It's ridiculous. And what's more, they're using the exact same punishments as Article F. a 10,000 fine, a 20,000 fine plus 1 month suspension, which is suspended, a 30,000 plus 1 month suspension plus deduction of championship points. For swearing. Swearing. Are we taking the piss? Are we taking the piss? Guys, are we taking the piss? The more and more I read this, the more incensed I get because of how stupid this is. I don't understand, like, how much egos can be hurt, but, like, what do you have to do to create these bogus rules for grown men? This isn't F1 kids, bro. This is not F1 kids. This is grown men racing in a grown man championship. Article N. Any public incitement to violence or hatred. This is the only one I agree with, somewhat anyway, because any incitement to violence or hatred is ridiculous, and to be honest, we haven't seen any drivers doing it, so this is harsh enough for it to be fair. But it's the exact same as the last two, so that just makes this whole, at least it's harsh. It just doesn't make sense because every other rule is punishable by the same punishment, the exact same one. So you think that it would end there? You think that all of the new rules would be the exact same, which is stupid as hell, but like you think it would be the same? Oh boy, it gets a lot worse than this, trust me. Because the next two, I just don't understand. The next two, it's even worse than the violence and hatred thing, and it's ridiculous. It's an actual mockery. It's a mockery. That's the best way to describe it. So let's move on. Article 12.2.1. The general making and display of political, religious, and personal statements or comments, notably in violation of the general principle of neutrality promoted by the FIA under its statutes, unless previously approved in writing by the FIA for international competitions or the relevant ASM for national competitions within their jurisdiction. This probably goes back to 2020 with Lewis Hamilton's stand against racism or Sebastian Vettel's stand against anti-LGBTQ behaviour. And basically what they've just done is they've done the exact same punishments as before, plus a public apology and repudiation of comments which may get the fine suspended. So they've just tried to bully the drivers into saying, if you say sorry, we won't fine you. Are we children? Once again, this is the main question I'm asking. Are we children? What are we doing here, guys? What are we actually doing here? And then we get to the last article, or the last section of the article. Article 12.2.1p. Failure to comply with the instructions of the FIA regarding the appointment and participation of persons during official ceremonies at any competition counting towards an FIA championship. This could come under not attending the ceremony or just what the FIA consider misconduct. The first fine, 15,000 euros. The second one, 30,000 plus suspension of access to reserved areas of event for next event. And for the third offence, 45,000 euros plus suspension of access to reserved areas for 6 months plus deduction of championship points. You can get championship points deducted for not turning up to the FIA ceremony. These set of rules have got to be the childish thing I think I've ever seen in my life. And I have 2 little brothers. Like, genuinely, my little brothers can act more mature than the FIA, and they're 5 and 7. It's gone to the point where, like, like Mohammed Ben Sulayem is genuinely like a man-child. Because I'm sorry, how do you think of this? How do you think that this will make the drivers listen to us? 100%. I know I'm chatting completely out of my arse, but they'll definitely listen to us. The fans will like this, everyone will like this, and this isn't just to inflate my own ego. Like, bro, shut up! If these rules aren't changed and they're kept in place, this will definitely rival the likes of Abu Dhabi 2021 or Spa 2021, because this is genuinely a farce. We've gotten to the point where the FIA think they can just throw their own weight around just because the drivers come under their jurisdiction. And this will just cause the drivers to want to leave. It's as simple as that. I think the GDPA really need to think about striking, because under these conditions, I just don't think it's worth it. I don't think it's worth letting the FIA have their way so they can throw their weight around more, and like, something needs to be done. The Drivers Association needs to speak up, to be honest. And yeah, they need to stand up for what's right, because honestly, that is the biggest load of like crap I've seen in a while from the FIA. And I see a lot of crap from them. So yeah, it's not great. It's not great at all. yeah, that's just my thoughts on the whole situation. What do you guys think about it? Comment down below. Again, if you like this type of video, please like and subscribe. It would be great. Have a great day. Fuck the FIA and goodbye.